Good evening, folks. I'm Steve Newton. I'm running for 22nd State Representative. I'm the lonely candidate tonight. I'm the one who's not a Democrat, and I'm the one who's not a Republican. And I want to take 5 minutes and tell you why that makes a difference. Let's talk about 4 different areas. Education. In 2005, a group of corporate interests in Delaware created Vision 2012. They have since then been in charge of educational reform in the state of Delaware, to the point where a former head of the Vision Network is now the State Secretary of Education. Last week, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce gave Delaware, since 2007, a D report for educational quality. Ironically, it's not our teachers and it's not our parents that are causing the problem. We received a $119 million grant from Raise to the Top, of which it's estimated that 55 million of it never left Dover. We now have a teacher improvement unit in Dover with 38 employees that had 2 when the grant got there, and a budget of $35 million a year. We pursue a regime of high-stakes testing that makes absolutely no sense, and trust me, I know. I co-chaired the Delaware Social Studies Curriculum Frameworks Commission in the 1990s that created the original standards, and this was not what we planned on. In 2000, lest you think charter schools are the perfect answer, in 2007, we had 13 charter schools. Today we have 18. We have 5 more set to come online in next year, and we still have problems because of the get-along, go-along educational spending, the corporatization. We now spend more money in the state of Delaware on testing computers than we do on students with special needs. Okay, that's one reason I'm running. Second reason, Democrats and Republicans, as you listen to the standard candidates, will tell you, the Republicans will tell you they're a supermajority, they can do everything they want. The Democrats will tell you with their supermajority, we can't pass a gas tax without some Republican votes, and I scratch my head. You know, the bottom line answer is that except for a handful, 1 or 2 people a year, every Democrat and every Republican has signed off on budgets that have done the following. According to the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times, Delaware in the last 5 years has given away over $220 million in corporate subsidies and corporate welfare. In 2012, on the last night of the General Assembly, people were talking about raising taxes. They cut the bank finance franchise fee by $8.7 million at 12:35 in the morning with nobody listening. Okay, we paid Highmark $175 million in corporate kickbacks to come to Delaware and establish what in the private insurance industry is a monopoly. Highmark controls 93% of the private insurance industry, supported by the state government. In Delaware, over the last several years, we've seen child poverty in 2009 was 13%. Today it's almost 22%. In Delaware today, better than 1 out of 4 of your friends and neighbors is either on Medicaid or food assistance. 1 out of 4? And yet we give away hundreds of millions of dollars. We say it's jobs. We gave AstraZeneca $110 million. We gave the Delaware refinery $32 million. We've given Bloom Energy, in the gift that keeps on giving, over $80 million so far. And the average Delawarean residential, they collect approximately $33.6 million a year directly out of your utility bills. Where are the jobs? Where are the people working? Where's the infrastructure? It took Democrats and Republicans to vote to raid the Transportation Trust Fund last year of $30 million, while giving a $9.9 million bailout to casinos, spending approximately $6 million for such highly important projects as a skeet shooting club in the southern end of the state and a horse demonstration ring in Carousel Park. It's kind of stuff that used to be funded by actual philanthropy and corporate workers. Why am I here? What does one person make a difference? Representative Ramon says if you're not in the majority party, you're pretty helpless. No, the first thing you can do if you're not in the majority party is start talking about these things. People talk about government transparency. Government transparency comes when people in government actually start giving you the figures and actually start talking about what's going on. Okay? We need to do several things. Any of you who live in red clay, okay? Red clay just had an incredibly painful difficult but productive discussion over special education. I reached a decision, and the school board changed its mind. And you know what happened? The State Board of Education said, punish red clay. Let's punish some Democrats and some Republicans and do something a little different. I'm Steve Newton, and I'm asking for your support if you're in the 22nd District. Thank you.